is unmuted.
Hello everybody, this is Max Steingart, and it's Wednesday morning, June the 11th, and this is our first Ask Max session of the day. We're going to have another one at 4, we're going to have another one at 10 o'clock tonight, and tomorrow we're going to have week 2 for those of you who are in Endless Free Leads Bootcamp 5.0. And for those of you who are interested in jumping into a boot camp, we have one starting on Friday, so watch your mail. I also have one coaching position available, and if any of you want to work with me one-on-one, go to maxsteingart.com/coaching. Now, these Ask Max sessions are primarily set up to answer your questions. And so we've got a question in the box in GoToMeeting. You could also speak up when I unmute the lines, and you can also send me an instant message through either Yahoo or MySpace. Okay, now Jack says, I just received a message from someone who said that they know nothing about networking. What is my first response to this question? Now, did they say they know nothing about networking, or did they say they know nothing about network marketing? Now, Jack, there's a lot of things to be considered in answering that question. Are they familiar? The question is, are you familiar with the network marketing industry? And if they say no, well, have you ever heard of companies like Mary Kay or Avon? And because a lot of times people were involved in one of these companies years back. They don't know what's called network marketing today. When they got involved, it was called multi-level marketing. The names have changed. The game's the same. And so if somebody says, well, yeah, I know a little bit about Mary Kay. Have you ever been involved in any of these companies? And if they were, what was their experience? What was their experience? These questions need to be all about them, and you want to make it not like you're a prosecuting attorney asking them questions. You're just casually asking, while you're also learning other things about them. Before you even talk about network marketing to anybody, I hope you know what they do, how long they've done it, what they did before, what their job entails, have they ever thought about doing something else. If you don't know the answers to all of those questions, and now you're discussing networking, you're pushing your business on people. All right, now, a question that seems to be repeatedly asked is, what can I do? How do I use these motivational messages that you send me every day? And so we're going to take a part of this session and really get into what you do with the daily motivational message. Now, the whole concept here in Bootcamp 5.0 is spend 50 minutes a day at this. 50 minutes. Now, one of the things that you want to do every day, you're going to spend 40 minutes a day contacting new people and communicating with people on the internet. When I hear people tell me, I don't have time to do this, this is the fastest, simplest, most effective way to reach out and contact and prospect and talk to people than there is. Because you're doing it from your home, and you know everything about the other person before you start the conversation, or at least what you know is based on what they've posted about themselves. Now, you may soon discover that this person right here that you think is a business builder has an online sexual agenda. It was right there in the profile, but you missed it. Now, here's somebody that's an unhappy network marketer. He's smiling here, but every year, he's been in his business for 3 years. Every year he is investing the money that he's making at his full-time job in a network marketing business that isn't paying him anything. He likes the product, but he's not happy. And so all you really need to do is position yourself as someone that's happy, someone that's successful. Make friends with people and then ask them simple questions. Now, you're making new friends every day. How do you stay in touch with? How do you communicate effectively with 300 people? You do it through email. You do it through bulletins. Now, MySpace has created a bulletin system whereby you can send a bulletin to all of your friends. So in less than 2 minutes, you can take this daily motivational message and send it to all of your friends on MySpace. As a matter of fact, if you've got any kind of a mailing list, you could be sending it to friends in other networks as well. So this is how the process works. First thing in the morning, we send them out close to midnight. First thing in the morning, you're going to check your mail. And here you have a daily motivational message for today, Wednesday, June the 11th. You can rise above reality. Now, all you have to do, for those of you who don't know how to copy and paste, is take your arrow, put it over the first part of where you want to start, left click, hold down the left clicker, drag it across, keeping the left clicker on your mouse held down, and then scroll down so that there's a background behind everything that you're copying. And you just have to go to the copy, right, and then let up on the first click. Now it's almost in memory. Take the mouse, and now there's a right clicker on the mouse. Hit the right clicker one time, and you get a little menu. Now, just like normal, left click on copy. And now your mouse has stored in its limited memory this information. Now, go to your home page, and there's all kinds of different ways to get there. I personally like the fewer clicks, the better. So if I click on the icon that MySpace has put on your computer, this brings up the instant message window. And so you're going to see, if you've got new friend requests, you're going to see that they put little messages up here. But that's not what your intent is. Now you want to go to your home page, so you click on the little house. So it's one click, 2 clicks, and you're at your home page. Now, once you get to your home page, you're going to be able to navigate around MySpace through these buttons up here. This will always bring you back to your home page. You're going to scroll down. You're on a mission. This friend status is a wonderful feature for communicating with folks. The friend updates, another wonderful feature for seeing who's doing what. Yesterday I added a subscription to Beth and Frankie and Cindy, and now every time they change something on their profile, I know about it. I'm scrolling down, and you want to go to the bulletins. And what you're going to do is you're going to post the bulletin. Click on post. Go to the body of the bulletin. Left click and put the cursor right in there. You see where it's flashing. And now right click again. You got the same little menu, but now you're going to left click on paste. You know, a few years ago, actually no, it was closer to 1997, so it's 11 years ago. I was talking to a friend of mine. I was 1 year into using the internet to build my business. And I was starting to get a reputation for that in my company. And I met a fellow at a social event who was an emerald in Amway. Actually took me to an Amway meeting. I wanted to hear Tim Foley. He was a great Miami Dolphin football player. He went into Amway and he rose right to the top, and he's a great speaker. So I went to that event to listen to Tim Foley. And we just, talked back and forth. He was not a prospect for my business, and I certainly wasn't a prospect for his, but we liked each other. And so one day he calls me up, and he's really excited about the internet, but he says, man, it's so frustrating because every time I send an email to people, I mean, it's a pain in the neck. I mean, I type with one or two fingers, and he says, and I have to keep sending the same letter over and over. He didn't know how to copy and paste. So I had him call me, and I stepped him through it, and I changed his life. 5 months later, when he was going through a divorce and looking to get into another network marketing company, he came to me because he figured, I want to do this on the internet. The world is going to the internet. So you are all heading down the right road when you learn all this stuff. So you've pasted the message in here. Now for the subject, type in your daily motivation. And then copy, I'm going to paste the message in again because in memory you've only got so much room up here, so I don't have to retype it. Check to see the spacing, make sure you like it, allow bulletin comments, and click on post. And now if we click on post bulletin, it will send out to all of your friends a bulletin. Now, to show you what it looks like on your friends, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go on the internet. And I use Yahoo as my browser. And I've got MySpace up here at the top. So I'm going to log into MySpace as Debbie. Now you see what I mean? If you want to log in to your page, you see what? Typing all of this is so much extra work compared to just activating that little green instant message window and going directly there. So I'm going to log in. And so this is Debbie's home page. And if we scroll down, we're going to see, we're going to go to the bulletins. And so here you can see that Max, the lucky man at the beach, at 6:11 a.m. in the morning, so they must be operating on Pacific time, sent out daily motivational message. Now, if you have if a lot of your friends are also doing this, they're friends in other companies, you are the only person who sees the bulletin. You're the only one. So she's getting a lot of motivational messages. There's 240 million people out there on MySpace. Now Debbie has new messages, she has new friend requests, and some of her friends are having a birthday. But she's able to communicate with all of her friends all at once by sending out a bulletin. You can do post bulletins, review all your bulletins. Now, for those of you who haven't made Debbie your friend, we encourage you to do it. She likes hearing from you. And if you go to somebody's page, for example, here is, here's Helen. All we have to do when you're looking at somebody's page, if you want to look at their profile, is take your arrow, put it over their face, right click. That little right click is a neat feature. Scroll down in this window to open link in a new window, and you could bring up the other person's MySpace page. Now, if you like the contents, you could say, well, you know what? I'm going to send Helen a friend request. And one click, and I'm there. Now, Helen has 603 friends. She displays her top 20. She can manage who is visible. That doesn't mean that people can't look at all your friends, but you can show who your top friends are. This is what they mean by the friends of your friends can be your friends. So let's turn around and see. We've got another question here. I'm having trouble signing up for my URL for instant message. It really should not be that difficult. What are you using? What kind of trouble are you having? You need to be a little bit more specific. We've got an instant message down here. Okay. How can I access all of the Facebook communities? Right now, I only find my friends community. So let's jump over to Facebook. And again, I'm going to go back to my internet browser. And one of the things that you have to be careful of is when you download some of these instant messaging systems, they all want to take over your computer. When I first started to talk to Debbie, Debbie was over at my apartment a few times, and she saw me instant messaging other people, and she really doesn't know very much about computers or wants to know. But she saw that I was using Yahoo's instant messaging, and so she went to her office where she was on the computer a lot, and she downloaded their instant messaging system, and she just kept clicking next, 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 which is what you're used to doing. I wonder why it's taking so long. Okay. And what happens is, when you just download it the regular way, they all want to take over your computer. There was something in there that says, would you like to make Yahoo your browser? Would you like... they just add lots of extras. And in the video training that we have on downloading and installing Yahoo's Messenger, we show you how to turn that off. And so you used to hear stories like when people would download America Online because it was so popular 9 and 10 years ago. People would say, oh man, I hate AOL, it's taking over my computer. And it doesn't have to be that way. So let's go over here to Facebook, and I've got it saved in one of my favorite places. Welcome to Facebook. Now, Facebook really doesn't have their act together yet. They really don't. And they've got a platform where they've got lots of people creating pages. It started in the kids community. It's a social utility that connects you with the people around you. And so there are networks. It doesn't have the global vision that MySpace has. You want to look at people, you can look at people in your network. You're limited to the number of networks that you can join. In a 60-day period, you can only join 2. Now, their instant messaging system is beyond primitive. And just to show you what I'm talking about, I'm going to log in first as Debbie. And Debbie is DebbieDoodle.com. I kid her about that. Where did you come up with Debbie Doodle? So we're going to log in to Facebook under Debbie's account. And I want you to notice in the right column, they're in the process of making the... Whoops, what is that now? Oh, duh. You know, if you have a problem signing into these different social networking sites, it could be because you've made a typo. DebbieDoodle at yahoo.com. Duh. And if you're the only one using your computer, just click Remember Me, and then you don't have to worry about it. But write that code down. So now we're coming to the Facebook homepage. And now I want you to notice over here on the left, under Applications, there's nothing here about instant messages. But you're going to notice over here it says Lucky Max Steingart's new screen name is Lucky Beachman 08. I had to select a different name for my instant message system. Okay? And so they're encouraging her to click here and pick yours, but there's nowhere over here do you see anything about instant messaging. If I log out of this and I go over to my Facebook page, there is an icon over here for the instant messaging system. So they're in the embryonic stages. If I click on online friends, there's nobody here. This right now is the start of their instant messaging system. It's so primitive that I shudder to show it to you. To search for people. What you're going to do is up here under search, you type in a keyword. So you can type in, let's type in realtor, mortgage broker, doctor, lawyer, teacher. Let's type in teacher. And then click on this little magnifying glass and let's see how many people have the word teacher in their page. We've got over 500. But you got 500 results and they're all over the world. And there's another step. Go over here to show results from, you don't want all networks, you want the network that you're in. Fort Lauderdale. And so now I've got 500 results in Fort Lauderdale because that's my network. Now, the next thing that you can do is right over here, show more filters. You've got 500 here, but they're all ages, they're all genders. This becomes the next search. Show more filters. This has changed in the last 2 weeks. Over here on the right, now you can determine, do I want to search for male or female? They limit you to a 7-year range. If I go 35 to 50, it says, you can only do 7 years. So you'll do multiple searches. People are here for, they describe their relationship, single in a relationship, in an open relationship, married, engaged, or it's complicated. Now let's take a look at the different relationship status. On Yahoo, they have single, single and looking, single and not looking. They have in a relationship. They have married, married but looking. They have divorced, widow, widower. MySpace, single, married, divorced, and swinger. You scroll down a little bit further, you don't necessarily have to check these off. It's not necessary. Looking for friendship, networking, dating, a relationship, random play, whatever I can get. Now, I know this would be funny sometimes to see who would check, who's here for whatever they can get. But the bottom line is that when you check off one of these boxes, it filters out everybody else. This is an amazing ability to filter through people and click filter search results. And now your search results are going to be 132 people in Fort Lauderdale that are teachers. Now, you want to take a look. Now, they're here for all kinds of different reasons. But on Facebook, there's no anonymity. They're putting themselves out, and they're saying to everybody, this is me. Job, title, and age. You want to change the age range? Let's go 43 to 53. They're only going to give you 7 years. Go down and filter your search results. And now we've got 43. You notice the older you get, the fewer the people. So this is their Facebook page. All right, well, here's Kimberly Brown. We want to see her page. You want to add her as a friend. Before you add her as a friend, why don't you check her out? Take your arrow, put it over her face, right click, and then left click on Open Link in a new window. Now, I was talking to somebody the other day that was telling me, Max, it takes hours for me to do this. Because what I would do is I go over here and I would go View Profile. And then and when you do that, it takes you off this page. And then you have to go up here and hit the back button. And then you got to go forward and back and forward and back, and you invariably you end up getting a disconnect. Your computer doesn't like forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Here, you can do anything you want with Kimberly. Add Kimberly as a friend right here. Now, what you want to pay attention to, however, is right here. Kimberly has no recent activity. So when was the last time that she logged on? We have no idea. She teaches students with severe disabilities. So, you could certainly send her a friend request, but the teacher's got off for school. Who knows how long it's been since she's been here. While you're here, you might as well just send her a friend request. Add her as a friend. All right, now, here's somebody down below here, Cute European. Open up the link in a new window. When people describe themselves, sometimes they're online, you can tell by the name. She says she's in a relationship. The last time she logged on was May 13th. We're already in, so it's been 2 weeks. So you always want to pay attention to this date here. You want to add her as a friend? Click here. And the same message would work that way. So now let's go back up to the top here. And let's say we want to, we won't send. So it appears that I lost my connection. And that is anyway, that's the way you search for people on Facebook. It changed since we posted the searching criteria, and we're going to be putting up some new simple how to search Facebook, because like I said, it's only been 2 weeks that they've had this back up. Let's see, we've got some more questions. Peter is asking me if I am on mute, and the answer is no. I am not on mute. Oh, I'm sorry, I am on mute. So let me unhook. Let me unmute the line.
All callers are unmuted.
All right, so I have unmuted the line. Now, what I'd like you all to do is, if you're not planning on speaking, please mute out your telephone by doing a *6. We've got over 100 people on this line, and if you don't mute out the phone, the recordings are going to be terrible. All right, so is there anybody out there with a question?
Yeah, hi Max, Peter.
Yeah, hi Peter.
Yeah, I'm the one having trouble signing up for that URL.
Okay.
What had happened is I went in, I downloaded, I have it on my computer.
Right.
The icon. And then when it goes to asking me for my URL that I want,
right,
I put it in. It did the search, said that it was good, and then when I went to the next step to use that, it didn't work.
Okay.
Went back and changed to another URL, did the search, that was okay, and then when I went to the next step again, it said that was already taken.
All right. Now let me ask you a question.
The second step said it wasn't.
Now let me ask you a question. You say you put in your URL name, and it did a search, and it told you it was okay.
Right.
And so you proceeded to follow the rest, and did you ever get a message that said it was okay and this is your URL?
Yes.
Okay. Now, after you've done that, go back to your home page and see if that box that says get your, you need your URL.
Right.
Go over there and see if that box is still there.
It was.
Okay. So as long as that box is still there, no matter what message you got, it's not taking. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to, even though you've got the instant messaging system downloaded on your computer, what you really want to work off of is your home page. And so follow the directions, click on that that red box that says, select your URL, and go ahead and follow the steps. And apparently, it sounds like it could be a technical. It's either on your computer or it's on MySpace's end. But until that box disappears, then that URL really hasn't been set. Now, once you get how do you connect to the internet?
Cable.
Okay, well then really I don't see any reason. It's a computer and you got to do things step by step. You saw how when I try to log into Debbie's account, I sometimes we're not typing in the right stuff. And but work off of your home page. Get that URL, get that box to disappear. And once you've got that accomplished, then once that box is gone, and sometimes sometimes after you've done it, maybe what you should do is close everything down, maybe reboot your computer, certainly close and get out of MySpace, and then go log back in and see has it disappeared.
Okay, I'll try that. Thank you.
Okay, and then if we're going to look over here, when let me just make sure I haven't answered anybody's questions. Okay, right now I can only find my friends community. So I hope I answered your questions. You can only that's how you search for people. How can I access?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, you did. Thank you very much. That was great.
Okay, good. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to show you this. Initially, a lot of you are signing on, and you're starting out with your name, just to get started. Now I'm going to go up here, and if you click on File and you click on Sign Out, yes, sign me out. What happens is it takes you back to the original sign-on screen on MySpace. Now, my email address that I use for my account is here. My password is here, and I automatically remember my password, and I've got this set up so when I reboot my computer, I automatically sign in. Now, what I want to do is, let's say I'm down here as Max Steingart. This is the email address that I use for Lucky Man at the Beach. Now, Debbie is on as debbiegaines@yahoo.com. And so if I've got a different password for Debbie, I could go over here and sign in as Debbie. So when you do this, as soon as you log in, this is what comes up on your screen. And this is stuff that you really don't need. MySpace has encountered a problem, needs to close. We're sorry for the inconvenience. They're always doing repairs. They're always making things better. It's always going to change. And what they do, all of the instant messaging systems do this. When you sign into Yahoo's Instant Messenger, check your mail, check your this, check your that. They want to draw you in, and they want to draw you in, and because they want you to visit the site. And MySpace is the most visited place on the internet today. And here, and these boxes over here, these are all commercials. And here you've got, I'm looking for someone special. Singlesnet.com. And we can just X this out. We don't need this. Now here we are. We're logged on as Debbie, and we can see that Debbie has new messages and she's got new friend requests. If we wanted to go to Debbie's homepage, here. If we wanted to read her mail, here. And so every day, in 10 minutes, you can log on, check your friend requests, check your messages, go to your homepage, send out that motivational message, change that status bar. Yesterday, the lucky lady at the beach is packing for her weekend cruise to the Bahamas. Update. Lucky lady at the beach is, let's clear it out, change the heading. Lucky lady at the beach is all unpacked. Is all unpacked and anxious to leave for the Bahamas. And she is excited. And these moods give people another reason to contact you. Another reason to see. It's another way for you to communicate with people. Whoever's got the music in the background, could you please mute out your telephone by doing a *6? So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on File, click on Sign Out. Now you can only be logged on to one account on the instant messaging system. But I could go on the internet and open up a web page and log in as Debbie. I could go on, open up another page, log in as me. I could go in and log into as many accounts as I had simultaneously. However, when it comes to being on instant message, then you can only be on one account at a time. So here we just signed out. We're going to go back to our original one. Password's been changed. Sign it. Alrighty then. Do we have anybody else with any questions?
This is Bill. How do you select your top friends? Say you want to have it limited to 16 and you're over that now, and how do you choose which ones go in your top?
Okay, that's a good question. Everything is done from your home page. So we're going to click on Home. And that's why I like this approach, simply because it's 2 clicks. Click on the MySpace Instant Messenger, have it already programmed to sign up. Okay, and we're loading. I have a very bad habit of, because I'm anxious. I only on MySpace you only have to click once, and sometimes I double click. And if something doesn't happen fast enough, I double click again, and the next thing I know, like right now, you're going to see I have 4 home pages up. So even the mentor is infallible, and it just takes up space. It takes up computer capacity, and when you start to see that your computer is slowing down, sometimes you need to close out some of your windows. So, okay, this is one. This is another one. Let me get rid of this one. Okay, here's another one. Last night I had 6. All right, Happy Joe Lucky is here to see, is sending me a message. Okay, I am still trying to upload a picture that I found in Adobe. Well, now now the bear is dancing with the dog. I am still trying to upload a picture that I found in Adobe Photo Album Starter. Help. All right, we'll get into pictures in a second. Let's go over here to your profile, and this is your home page. And you know, I have to tell you something. I like their MySpace, the layout of the MySpace homepage so much better than Facebook. Facebook is, I'm not putting it down. It's a place where people, you need a Facebook page. You're gonna end up hearing from people that you hadn't thought of or heard of for years. But the main, and it works on Facebook, any of these social networking sites, but MySpace is so much easier. So we scroll down to our friends. And now, if you scroll down to the bottom here of your page, it says change my top friends. So we're going to click on that. And now I've got 1,771 friends. And what it does is, if you look up here, I am showing my top 40. So here you can specify, I want to show my top 10, my top 12, my top 20. Let me just close these out for now. And so now you pick the number. Right now I'm at 40. If I turned around and said I only want to show my top 20, and then I clicked Save Top Friends, it takes 5 minutes for that to happen. It says up to 5 minutes. It doesn't take that.
Select who your top friends are?
No. No. It's going to take the top. It's going to watch what happened. I'm going to scroll down here, and now I've got my top 20. It's the top 20. It's the first 20 that were on my list. Now, if I want to change any, remember I was showing my top 40. So here I've got other folks. These were on, okay. Now, if I want to, let's say I want to make Brian one of my top friends. I want to take Glenn out. I just take my arrow over his picture, left click and drag him down. Okay. You want to add somebody, here is, now what we're going to do now is, I want to go over to another page. This is just my first page. And these pages are here based on the age of the page, how long they've had a MySpace page. So now I'm going to save this. And now I'm going to go back to home, and now that little change was made.
Right, okay, got it.
Okay? Thanks. Now let me just, one last thing. Go back to change my top friends. And now, if maybe there's some people on some other pages, so go to the next page. And look at all your pages, and if there's somebody on this page that you'd like to see on your list, like Thomas here, I can move Thomas up. I could take Brian out. I can take John out, and I can put Thomas in. And then what I could do is I could go over to the next page. And again, you can just go page by page by page, find the people that you want to, for whatever reason, add to your list, and just work your way across page by page by page. And then when you're done, save top friends. Now, the one thing you don't want to do is randomize your top friends. In other words, it's going to change every day. You really want to be in control of that. You really do. So so that's how you change your friends. Now I'm going to look over here. I've got new friend requests. That 10 minutes that you spend doing house cleaning and technical things is very, very simple, very, very easy things to do. Okay, now here is John, the lucky man on a river, who wants to be my friend. He was in 2.0, he's now in 5. I sent out more than 40 requests a day. I sent out more than 40 requests a day, and they deleted my account. So we're starting over. You never, ever want to send out more than 40 a day. They've got somebody sitting over in India, MySpace has somebody sitting over in India, in their security department, watching everybody's activity. Now, if you send out 40 in a day, they look at you as a potential internet spammer. Well, let's take a look at John, the lucky man on the river. Let's take a look at his page. Was there something else on his page that Merritt Island, not a bad place to live. I love it up there. I've been a realtor. Yeah, no, John, there's nothing wrong with your page. Nothing at all. Realtor, entrepreneur. Yeah. Online entrepreneur. Great page. You know, if he was in, and you see the interesting thing is if he was in 2.0, then he's got, my God, he could have 200 or 300 friends. Now the interesting thing is when he goes back and he starts to do this over again, he's going to be a lot better at picking people. Now here we have Leola wants to be your friend. Now when you get friend requests like this, you don't really know anything about the person. The most effective way to search, to get your search results, is to send out a little note. Will, the successful dreamer, wants to be my friend. Well, who is Leola? Open up the link in a new window. Sometimes you'll send out a friend request. Now notice up here that she doesn't have a URL. She's just got a number. And notice over here, 99 years old. I don't think so. Scroll down a little bit more. The profile is set to private. This user must add you as a friend to see his or her profile. Now, you don't need friends that bad. You want to be able to see a person's page. You want to be able to see the age of a person. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to accept it. Okay? Because that's what I do. I put myself out there and we will watch and see what happens, but I would not accept this person as a friend. I started in boot camp 4.0, is just getting started. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to get started. It doesn't matter. You tap into these Ask Max sessions. If we end up coming up with another boot camp, you jump in at a discounted rate. Everything's changing on here. So I'm going to check everybody, and I'm going to accept everybody. And I'm going to be curious. I'm doing this so that you don't have to. When you get those friend requests that are private, and they're not putting down their age, they're marketing something, or they're trying to sell you something. I have a folder with 4 bogus American Express checks worth $500 each that some internet scammer sent me. And the scam is, do me a favor, I've got these cashier's checks, deposit them in the bank, keep 25% and wire me the balance. And I had one $4,000 check that someone sent to me, and I turned it over to the Secret Service, because the Secret Service is responsible. Secret Service. So that's your inbox will take you over to your mail. And now you're going to scroll down and you're going to check. I sent Myra an instant message yesterday. She wasn't there, so now she's sending me a comment. I don't let comments or things that can be read by anybody on your page. Bulletins are only seen by you. So when you do your settings, when you do your settings, you want to see. Now, say I don't particularly care for this kind of artwork. Hello, friend. And Myra, according to your private, has posted a new comment about you on MySpace. Hello, friend. Well, you know what? I don't need to post that. She wants to send me, I prefer communicating with people in email or instant messaging. And so here's Violet, one of my coaching students, and she's learning to reply with email, and she's going through this whole process, and she's just getting better and better. Violet was afraid to send someone and contact someone an instant message, and we're going to watch her progress. Violet, you on the phone? She might be there. Maybe she's got her phone muted. But every day, I'm going to go and see. Okay, Violet, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check to see how many friends you got now. You're up to 23, so you added 2 since we last spoke. Are you starting to have fun yet?
Yes, I have no problem sending out the request now, new friend request.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of intimidated to do the instant message.
And you're using...
I need to reply, thank you for adding me to new friend to the email.
And now you wait to see... again, now you just keep doing that. The next time I look at your page, I want that 20 to be a 30.
Okay, working on that.
I know.
On the subject line, I send out 30 requests, new friend requests each day.
Right.
And also, I have some pending new friends. If I send that as a follow-up email, would that count more than 40 a day?
No, it wouldn't. And it's a good idea. If after a couple of days the person hasn't responded to you, to your friend request, let me show everybody what we're talking about. If I go to my home page, well, maybe I've got one here. Every time you open up one of these windows, it takes up memory on your computer. If I go to my home page and I scroll down to my friend requests, what I can do is I can go down here to sent requests. And now I could look at I got 39 pending requests. So what I can do is I could go, okay, I'm going to send this person a message. And so you can literally take the same message that you sent in the friend request. Hi, my name is Violet. You can get a little longer here. I was waiting for someone to come online. I saw your page. Please add me as a friend and send it this way. And if you do that, it will, again, most of the people that you connect this way via email will accept you as a friend.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that would be another step to make that happen. Now, question: when you have 1,000+ friends, what is the best way to keep track of them, of when to contact them next, if other than they are on IM? Excuse me. I have a post-nasal drip that I absolutely have to get rid of. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hearing the in some of these recordings. All right, we got 1,000+ friends. What is the best way to keep track of them? The best way to keep track of them is to identify, just because the friends is the first part. You're communicating with 1,000 friends with that instant message, with you're communicating with everybody through bulletins. You're reaching all of those people in a minute with a bulletin. Now, as you communicate with people, as you learn who these people are, you're going to move them into different groups. For example, everybody starts out as an I am friend. As you start talking to somebody and you realize, my God, this person over here, H.T. Smith, Helen Smith, man, she is a hot prospect. So what I'm going to do is highlight her, right-click, move her to a group, and now maybe she's in real estate. I'm going to put her in the real estate group. Or she's a hot prospect. I'm going to stick her in the hot prospect group. And here is Sarah. And Sarah is, I'm going to move her to a group. And she is in banking. And so that's how you keep track of everybody. You put them in groups. After you've had that conversation, you're going to know a little bit more about them. Here's Carol. I'm going to move her to a group. I'm going to put her in as a prospect. And here is, and so this is how this whole process goes. You move them around. You can have 2,000-3,000 friends. Only 1,000 people make it to this list. Only 1,000 people, and these are the special ones. At some point in time, when you want to add somebody, you have to take some people off. Just because you take them off that list does not mean that they're no longer your friend. They're still getting the bulletins. Okay, Violet, we got to you. So that's how we're going to keep track. Okay. Max, thank you for your help last week in pointing out the more selective and more activity. I'm a slow starter, but it's really starting to click. I am having more friends add me. It's fun, and I have had to share this email I did get from one. Thanks to you for the help putting this profile together and your suggestions last week to add more info about myself. It has really helped. Here is the email from Penny. Hi, Michelle. I'm really flattered that you would want to be my friend just by looking at my page. I was impressed with your picture as well and thought you are a family-oriented like me. I am sure we could have a lot in common. Your family is really beautiful in this picture above, and you all really look happy. Maybe this is why your page says lucky, huh? Sure hope to hear back from you. Hope you have a nice day. Bye, Penny. And these are the kinds of messages. You're establishing a relationship with somebody that you have something in common with. And now the next step is make a comment about your friend Penny, and then ask the question, what do you do? And so Michelle is on the road. Things are going to start to happen for her like they will happen for everybody else. Now, folks, there is no reason, and Violet, I'm having as much fun working with you as you are with me. So let me see if we got any questions in the box. Nope. We will be back today at 4 o'clock, and then tonight again at 10. And again, I want to remind you that there's 4 o'clock session, 10 o'clock session tonight, and then we've got week 2 of boot camp on Thursday. On Friday, I'm starting a new 5.0 boot camp, and I may do this one and possibly one more, and then we're going to jump into the internet dating program. But you can always count on having accessibility to me during these Ask Max sessions. If you've got friends that are not having the success they're looking for, go over to my website, maxsteingart.com/sellmax. Sign up for my affiliate program. Recommend the Endless Free Leads program to people that you know, people that you work with. And my way of saying thanks, I pay out a 50% commission when people order. So you'll make $88 if you want to help people in your group. When you get the affiliate payment, you can turn around and give it back to your friends. Bottom line is, we're here to help you. And there's absolutely no reason why anyone in network marketing needs to struggle. You don't have to be computer challenged. All right, and whoops, I forgot about Joe.
Hello, this is Brandon speaking.
Yeah, Brandon, you need to mute out your telephone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, in any event, Joe, if you're still having trouble with this by 4 o'clock, I'll make this the first question. Send this to me again. I will be back with all of you at 4 o'clock. Take care.